Today, I'm going to digress a little. I'm going to talk about a very sensitive, very painful, very heartbreaking issue. Can you please turn off your sound? Can you please turn off your sound? Can you please mute yourself? Thank you. Hello? Can you please mute your sound? So today I'm going to talk about a very sensitive issue. This issue is about unlawfully dismissed police officers. So now, there is this regulation in the South African Police Services called Regulation 9. It's also commonly known as expeditious. So in terms of this regulation, Mario, kan je net die sound afzetten alsjeblieft?
Ekskuus, kan jy raak op jou?
Kan je net zelf mute alsjeblieft?
Okay, wat doen mense?
Daar is wat klein dingetje daar op jou foontjie by die audio. Zet hom net af, zet net die audio af. Op jou phone. Anders gaan jou sound interrupt.
Okay, kom ek kyk. Flip ek die camera. Kom ek try net al die options hier so. Hier ek is nou nie so goed met Wag gou.
Anders moet jy net baie doodstil is terwyl ek praat.
Ja.
Dan gaan niemand anders admit nie. Ek sien ek gaan 'n probleem hê. Okay, sorry for the interruptions, guys. So, about Regulation 9. The person who just joined us is one of my colleagues who, like me, has also been dismissed through Regulation 9. Now, Regulation 9 is an extraordinary, unconstitutional regulation that was adopted by the South African Police Services and the unions in 2016. In terms of this regulation, when you are being charged on allegations of wrongdoing, you are not being afforded the right to defend yourself or to have a fair trial. What is happening here? You will be invited to a meeting with a officer on the rank of a brigadier and upwards. And at that meeting, the charges against you are going to be read, and then you are going to be told that you are dismissed. That's how that meeting proceeds. They don't consider the fact that you have the constitutional right to represent yourself in terms of the Labor Relations Act. No. In terms of that regulation, they don't care about the Labor Relations Act. That is a regulation that has been put in place by the South African Police Service, and they regard themselves as above the labor court and the labor laws. So hundreds and hundreds of police officers, including myself, has been dismissed through this regulation. The intention of this regulation was actually to address or to deal with very, very, very serious charges like murder, like armed robbery, like rape, like serious crimes that has been committed by police officers. Expeditious, the meaning of expeditious is fast, quickly. So that means if you have committed one of those mentioned serious crimes, the matter must be dealt with fast, rapidly. Not you must be dealt with without following proper procedure. Now, if you go and look at it, on which most of us have been dismissed through expeditious, those charges are not regarded as very serious charges. I can make an example. Constable Mario Buffalier, who was promoted to a sergeant, on the very day he received an SMS that he was dismissed. He was not even afforded the right to attend a departmental trial. He was just sent an SMS that you are gone, you are gone. So in terms of the charges on which he was dismissed, it was alleged that he was pointing a chaplain who went to his house without identifying himself, barged into his house and demanded to be into his house. So it was alleged that Mario pointed a firearm at the chaplain. It was alleged that Mario was holding his wife hostage in the house while his wife was at work at the time. Mario was not afforded the opportunity to go and take his wife as a witness and take the neighbors as witnesses and take everyone who was there who witnessed the incident as witnesses. They only took the chaplain. A chaplain is the pastors in the police. They only took the word of the chaplain, and Mario received an SMS to say, you are dismissed. My brother was also dismissed through expeditious because he was related to me. They started to charge him with frivolous charges because the one that he was suspended for 3 months without salary was because he was 15 minutes late at work. So he was charged and he was suspended for 3 months salary. On the day that he started working, you was told it, but you were supposed to attend another departmental trial the previous day. No one informed him that while he was on suspension, he still have to attend another trial. So when you arrived at work that day, you was told that now we are going to hold a departmental hearing in terms of Regulation 9 expeditious. What are the charges? He was never told what was the charges. He was told that the station commander said that because on a particular date he reported him because the station commander threatened him and another colleague of his that he is going to beat him up and shoot him. And they reported it to the supervisor, and the station commander didn't take kindly to that. So the station commander instructed that he should be charged in terms of Regulation 9 because he reported the station commander. So on that very day, they demanded that he must attend a departmental trial. And because he didn't have someone to represent him on that day, he was dismissed. Now we have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of police officers here in the group. I'm not going to be able to put them all on live, but they are here. They will write the messages here, and I will read out the messages on how they suffered because of Regulation 9. They suffered. Remember these police officers, hundreds and hundreds of trained police officers. Some of them have been in the police for more than 20 years. Some of them have been in the police for more than 30 years. Experienced, trained police officers have been unlawfully dismissed with the knowledge of the unions. In fact, the unions representatives advise them to say, you know what? There's no use in challenging Regulation 9 When you are charged in terms of Regulation 9, you know you're not going to survive. By that time, you know that you are innocent of the allegations against you. All you want is an opportunity to represent yourself. Now, the other thing is this. Only colored and black police officers are being subjected to Regulation 9. Regulation 9 are only meant for junior police officers. If you are a senior police officer, no matter what crime you commit, where there is proof, you are not being subjected to Regulation 9. No. It's not meant for senior management. It's only meant for junior, colored, and black police officers. White police officers are not being subjected to regulation. Even if the offense are the same, but the white police officer will be subjected to Regulation 8, which is the normal discipline regulation, where you can call witnesses, where you can go and represent yourself, where the unions will run up and down for you. But if you are charged in terms of Regulation 9, you are gone. Your life is destroyed. Now let me tell you how these people's lives have been destroyed. Now you have a personal number. You can't find a job. Most of us here are still challenging our dismissals. Not most of us, all of us are still challenging our dismissals. Now, while you are sitting at home challenging your dismissal and you go and look for a job, when they look on their system, they see that you are an employee of the South African Police Service because you have a person. On the system, it doesn't show that you have been dismissed. There's Dineo Nkhawa. When our lawyer called her, I was in his presence when he called her and said, more than 2,000 police officers have been dismissed in terms of Regulation 9. And she said, no, there's no record on her head office of more than 2,000 police officers. And she said only 20 police officers have been dismissed according to the systems. Now, meaning that all these thousands and thousands and thousands police officers are ghost workers. The salaries are still active, but the salaries are not being paid in their bank account. So where are the money going? So now you go and look for a job. It shows that you are a member of the South African Police Services. Now you lose your house, you lose your car, you lose everything. Now you go and apply for your child for a SASSA grant. It shows on the system your child doesn't qualify for a SASSA grant because you as the parent are a member of the South African Police Services. Now you don't have a house because you lost your bond. Now you go and apply for RDP house. They look on the system. No, you don't qualify for RDP house because you are a member of the South African Police Service. These people are suffering. Most of them are now staying in squatter camps and shacks because they don't have an income. They have families, they have children. Their children's future are gone because of one person called Dineo Nkhawa, undocumented foreigner from Lesotho, who decided she's going to destroy the South African Police Services by dismissing experienced, trained, honest, passionate, patriotic police officers. What was the intention? Why only black police officers, black and colored police officers? What was her intention to decide that there's Regulation 9? We have proof that brigadiers who dismiss members in terms of Regulation 9 have been awarded with promotions. We have proof. We have been told that Regulation 9 was a way to trim the police of experienced police officers, because now they can now put in their family and friends who is going to be loyal to them, because these experienced police officers can never be loyal to them. because they are there to do a job without even. Our police officers out there, and I want everyone, I want this South African government, I want the Minister of Police, I want the President, I want everyone to hear this. The South African police services is and are still being destroyed by an undocumented Lesotho national called Dineo Nghawa. It's proven that she was not born in South Africa. We have proof. Department of Home Affairs do their own investigations. They have communicated with me as a complainant in the matter, and they have confirmed to me that they have sent their report to Immigration Services for the determination of Nghawa's citizenship in this country, because they couldn't find any records of her in the South African Home Affairs system. She's not even on the South African National Population Register. But now we have this person who's not on the South African National Population Register, who is the Deputy National Commissioner of Human Resource Management, and who is dismissing South African Police Service members unlawfully. How did we get here? How did we get here where an undocumented foreigner is controlling the security of this country? She's not the only one. We have a list. We have a list of undocumented foreigners in the South African Police Services on which Home Affairs themselves wrote a letter to the South African Police Services and said, we could not confirm or verify these people's ID numbers because it doesn't exist on our systems. Those people are still in the system. They are still working. We don't know how they get their salaries, but we know most of them are in possession of South African IDs, meaning that they stole the identity of South African citizens who are currently struggling because they don't have identities. These people are sitting with their identities inside SAPS. South African citizens cannot get entry into the SAPS because the SAPS has been captured by undocumented foreign nationals. It's not a secret. The National Commissioner is well aware of that. General Bia, who now recently went on pension, is well aware of that. Becky Cele was well, in fact, Becky Cele is the one who protected these undocumented citizens. I remember I submitted a complaint to IPAD whereby 3 Swaziland nationals were absorbed and they were part of the 2022 intake who passed out December 2022. The IPAD investigator informed me to say we are going to Nelspruit. They are brothers from Swaziland. They are using fraudulent South African ID. They are in the police. They are constables. Mr. Parman, who was the investigator of IPAD, he informed me as a complainant to say, you know what, tomorrow we are driving to Swaziland. We are going to arrest these undocumented foreigners. That was the Thursday. He was supposed to go there on Friday. On Friday, he informed me to say, we have been removed from the investigation. Becky Cele was still the minister. We have been removed from the investigation. You know what happened? Immediately, those 2 investigators of IPAD decided to resign. They don't want to be part of this corruption anymore. They don't want to be part of a system where they cannot act upon corruption, where the minister interfered in their investigation and instructed them to drop the investigation. We are sitting with police officers. who are trained, who are fit, who are ready to serve. But because the Neo Ongoa is sitting there on top, controlling the South African Police Service, these police officers are still suffering. You know what happened when we talk? When we expose, we are being targeted. We are being arrested. We are being chained. We are being dragged to court because we talk too much. But you know what? We are not afraid. We are not afraid. They can come over and over and over and arrest us over and over and over again. We are not going anywhere. Remember this. South African Police Service train these police officers. They know what they are capable of. They train them. Not this training that they are getting now where they only jive and drill. No, these ones are from Malioscope. These ones are from the 90s. They were the ones who went to college those days, in the days when the white people were still there training police officers. They know. They have capabilities. Now, the Neo Ngoa was only a clerk. Now she's in charge of trained police officers. We don't even know where she was. She said she was a teacher. Now we can't determine before she joined SAPS. She was a teacher. Now somewhere you must have been a teacher at some school. And before you become a teacher, you must first be born also. Before you can become a toddler, you must be born. Let's start with a birth certificate. Where was she born in South Africa? Which hospital was she born? Because according to the investigations, the hospital that she said, that, and according to the IPAD investigations, there is no such that she was born in Oppenheimer Hospital. There's no such that she was born there. The school that she says she went to, the principals of those schools denied it to say, we don't have records of this person in this school. When I was in primary school, I had my classmates, my teachers, who I still remember, even if I can go back to my primary school. I will still say I was in this class, this is my classmate, this is my teacher. In high school, you still have your high school mates, you still have your high school teachers who will remember that you were that child who was sitting in that bench, who were doing this and this and this. And you know what? The most important thing, you will have a report. You will have pictures. You will have a matric ball. All of us who didn't have a matric ball, you will have pictures of that matric ball. How is it possible that one person cannot have a history? How can one person not have a history of a birth certificate, of a primary school report, of a primary school graduation, of a high school matric? One person. And then now she comes, she says she has all these qualifications. She even got a course at the FBI. Now also that when you graduate, there must be pictures. And when you finally start working as a teacher, as she said, your colleagues must also know you. You must have a place of work. There must be a school where you worked. Your colleagues must remember, oh, that one, no. We were colleagues from this year to this year. How come one person doesn't have a history? She just arrived in SAPS in 2001 and she was appointed as a senior superintendent. Do you know what was a senior superintendent back in 2001? The rank of a senior superintendent. It was one of the most senior ranks. Because at that times we didn't have generals, we have senior superintendent, then you have a director, then you have a commissioner. She was three steps from the top. Before Zuma Ngele came with these military ranks. It was a senior superintendent, it was a director, and it was a commissioner. So she was already in the top management when they appointed her, with no special skills, with someone else's identity. She was not vetted. I received information last week from a source to say that in 2023, when they came to Veda, she refused to give them her fingerprints. And a subordinate also refused to say, if you cannot take her fingerprints, then you are not going to take our fingerprints. Why is she afraid for her fingerprints to be taken? We are not going to stop here. Our members are going to go back to work. We are going to court on the 22nd of May. We are going to challenge Regulation 9, and we are going to pray to the court to declare Regulation 9 unconstitutional. Regulation 9 was already declared unconstitutional in the bargaining council negotiations with the unions and the South African Police Services, but we are not happy with that. We are not happy because it's not going to benefit us. They cannot just declare it unconstitutional and then nothing happens. If something is unconstitutional, it must benefit people who are affected by it. Hence, we decided we are going to court. We want the court to declare this regulation unconstitutional so that our members can take up their post, their rightful places in the South African Police Service. And Neo Ongoa must be arrested and deported back to Lesotho. We are not going to rest until that part has been done. Mario, I'm going to give over to you. You are going just to tell us your challenges since you have been dismissed, what you went through, what your family went through. How are you feeling?
Good morning, Sospi. Can you hear me?
I can hear you clearly.
Thank you, everyone out there. Salutas. Yeah, it's been a hell of a ride. It's been a total hell. I mean, you are a parent that always paid your child school fees, and the child was never in need, and now everything is just into a ditch. And that's a very bitter pill to swallow for a parent. You see, you have lost your medical aid, you have lost totally everything. And every day you must wake up with that saying, I wasn't even given one fair chance to defend myself. These people just decided I'm going to do with you whatever I feel like I'm going to do with you, which is very unconstitutional in this country. I mean, if a murderer and a robber can have a fair trial in court, why can't we as police members? I mean, now you must go and beg for your child at school. The father can't pay. Kwijtgeld noem hom Afrikaans. Ja, as bad. It's really bad. And now you're sitting with this where the child is used to these things in life. Daddy can't provide anything these days. You can't even get a decent job. You have lost all hope, faith, everything. You are sitting basically stranded, nowhere's
Good.
land, because these people make sure they also isolate you. They also isolate you. There's no avenues.
You've even lost your life savings. Remember, there was a contribution that we did to the housing allowance where
Yeah.
we saved our own money. And because we have been dismissed, they told us we don't have a right to that money. We are also going to challenge it because that's our money. That money came from ourselves. And they told us we must save the money until we can get the money to buy yourself a house. Now we lost that money because we have been dismissed. And they say we don't have the right to claim that money. We are still going to challenge the debt in court. So Mario, I'm going to ask another member to just request, and then you are going to come in. I'm going to take you 1-1. So the
All right.
next member we are going to request are just going to come and tell us this story.
100% right.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I'm going to ask another member, just request, and then I will admit you, please. You can go out, Mario. You can go
All right.
out and then go and tap on the link again. You can leave and then you go and tap on the link again so that the other member can come in.
100% right. I'm doing that. Thank you, Suspi.
Okay, Mario.
Thank you.
Guys, can you please like the video? To like the video, you must just tap on the screen like that. Just tap on the screen like that. And that way you like the video. So I'm waiting for another member to just come in. I will admit you, just request. Is there anyone who wants to come in to tell their story? People, you can go out. If you want to request, you go out and then you click on the link again and then you request and then I will add you. In the meantime, the rest of the members in here, can you please like the video? Yes, I'm reading through the comments. People, what happened here with us? It's like we are still living in the old times. But we know what the nice thing about the old times is. There was not this kind of corruption. There was not this kind of corruption where Black people were oppressing Black people. In those times, Black people were standing together against the Black people, against the white people. But in this new government, Black people are our biggest enemies. They are the ones who want to see us down and out. They are the ones who are destroying our lives. They are the ones who want to see us suffering, who want to see our children suffering while they and their families are progressing. There's a member who entered. Can you please turn on your camera so that we can see you, so that we can hear your story? Okay, it's out again. There you go again. Please turn on your camera and your audio so that we can see who we're speaking with, and we allow you to tell us your story. Hello? While we are waiting, I think he's struggling. I don't even hear his voice. Can you please turn on your audio and your camera? If you are struggling, go out and then you come in again. When you come in, you turn on your audio and your camera and then we will listen to your story. But in the meantime, I'm reading through the comments and these, you know what, our police officers, we are good people. I don't want to lie. We have never offended anyone. We have never destroyed anyone. All we ever wanted to do was to serve and protect our country, our people, our citizens. And because of that, we are out on the streets. And these people who are dismissing us, they actually think that they are owning SAPS. They and their families, their children, families, children, girlfriends, boyfriends, whatever. They think they are the owners of the South African Police Service. They never knew that one day all of these police officers will come together as a unit and we will challenge them. You know what? I don't even want to talk about the Ntate Mbatu's story. Ntate Mbatu has been dismissed in 1991 under the apartheid government. Ntate Mbatu Nkhawa has refused to reinstate him since then up until now. She came into South Africa and she decided she's Ntate Mbatu's now, when he was dismissed, he was in his 30s, in his early 30s. He's now 60 something, he's over his pension age. And Nkhawa came into this country, she decided that she was going to destroy Ntate Mbatu's life. She was going to destroy Ntate Mbatu's family. With all the evidence that we already submitted, that Ntate Mbatu was never dismissed by the South African Police Service into the new dispensation or into the old dispensation. Remember, the new dispensation is from 1994 upwards. Ntate Mbatu was suspended in 1991, but he was never dismissed. He was suspended, but he was never dismissed. Now Nkhawa refused. She's been refusing to reinstate Ntate Mbatu. You know what? When I listen to Ntate Mbatu's story, I'm speaking to him on a daily basis. You know what? I took my last 2 cents this morning when he told me, I asked him, Tatem Batu, are you going to join the live? He told me, Sispet, I so want to join the live, but you know what? Me and my children, his grandchildren, the last time we had a meal was on Thursday. I don't have money. I'm waiting for tomorrow. Just imagine Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. He's waiting for Tuesday to get money so that he can buy his children food. While in Goa, have bought herself several houses in Hartbeespoort. She destroyed her life. She refused in Tatemba to go back to work. What kind of a devil is that? What is it going to take away from her? Even Tatemba can go back to work, or if they can just give him his pension payouts because he's over pension age. He was suspended while he was still in his 30s. He's over 30 years that he's been on suspension. No one have a file that proves that there was a departmental hearing and he was dismissed. Nghawa just issued instructions to say Mbatu will not be reinstated in the South African Police Service because she's the owner of the South African Police Service. Nghawa just issued instructions to say Mbatu will not be reinstated in the. Good evening. How are you?
I'm good, thanks, and you?
I'm good. Can you please introduce yourself to our viewers and to everyone else in the house?
My name is Jafta Reini Mohapi.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a dismissed police official. I was working in Melody SAPS. I got dismissed in 2020.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Can you please tell, we already know you have been dismissed in terms of Regulation 9, which was unlawful, meaning that you were never afforded the opportunity to defend yourself or challenge the charges against you. Can you please tell us about your challenges, what you went through, what your family went through? How are you dealing with this? Because you are a trained police officer.
Definitely speaking for myself, I'm not dealing at all. I'm not coping. I have 3 children that I have to support. My children have been struggling since 2020. Their school fees are behind. They don't have school uniforms. Nothing right is happening. I mean, I have lawyers up in my neck. My things have been taken by the lawyers and everything. It's been a real struggle since I was dismissed, unfairly so. So it has been a real struggle, Sispet, and it's very painful to be dismissed whilst you're not given even a chance to explain or to defend yourself. So
While someone is already decided your fate, that you are not going to be here.
Exactly my point. It was even worse for me because I was dismissed in my absentia. I was on a sick leave when I was dismissed, and the mandate was to dismiss me. The mandate was
Regulation 9. No, Regulation 9 is a mandate. Regulation 9, you don't survive it. Whether you are guilty or innocent, just the mere fact that you are not being afforded the opportunity to challenge the charges against you. You know that even the sharpshooters will tell you, don't challenge it because you are not going to win.
Exactly. And let me tell you a short thing that happened. My trial was set for 2 days. And then I went for the first day and I explained to the presiding officer that I don't even have a representative. I don't have a union representative. And the presiding officer blatantly told me in my face that he's not going to waste the state money. So he's going to proceed with the expedition. So I was basically dismissed without a representative. And then I got sick that day. I went to hospital. I went to the doctor. And then the following day, I couldn't make it. And I handed in the sick note. And then I was dismissed in my absentia. So that was the mandate to dismiss me, whether I'm there or not, whether I have a representative or I'm not, I don't have. So it happened. So now I'm out of a job. It's been 4 years now, 5 years. I can't even apply for anything. And West Part, they took me for a criminal matter, and then I won the criminal matter. The court found me not guilty in all the charges. that I got dismissed in the departmental expeditures. So it's very painful that I'm here not
What,
guilty, but I'm not working.
what happens in SAPS,
Mm.
they dismiss you even before your criminal trial are being finalized. They dismiss you prematurely.
Exactly.
When your
Exactly.
criminal, when you are found not guilty, when you get a section 174, you are already dismissed. And you
Exactly.
will not go back to work. You will not go back.
Exactly.
And even if you challenge dismissal with triple SBC, we know they are working hand in hand with triple SBC, and they will delay and they will delay and they will. And if you get an award to say you must return to work, they will still go, you must use the state money, and they will challenge that award up until the court will give them an order to say you must be reinstated, and they will still not comply to the court order because they want to show you that they are capable because they are using state resources.
And also
That is what
listen to what happened to me. Listen to what happened to me. My case was never investigated departmentally, independently so. And an investigating officer was appointed to investigate my matter departmentally. But you know what they did? They took copies from a criminal docket and attached those copies still with the case number, attached them in the departmental docket, and then dismissed me based on the criminal docket. So that's how I got dismissed. And now I've won the criminal docket. I'm asking what's going to happen now, because
was going to happen.
what's going to happen, because I was dismissed based on the evidence they took from the criminal docket, and they attached it in the departmental matter, and I got dismissed expeditiously. So it's unfair, it's unprocedural, it's unjust.
Hence, we are going to court on the 22nd of May to go and challenge SAPS with the Regulation 9. We want Regulation 9 to be declared unconstitutional by the High Court. That's what we want. In my case, when I was charged, when we arrived with my rep, which is Junior Sitabelo, who is also being dismissed because he represented me, I asked them, I say, can you please give me your appointment letters? When we arrived in trial, I say, I want the appointment letter of the presiding officer. I want the appointment letter of the investigation officer. I want the appointment letter of the employer rep. You know what? They didn't have it. Till today, I don't have an appointment letter of the presiding officer. The employer rep and the investigation officer told me they're going to email it to me. The next day, I received it. When I looked at it, I saw that the signatures were forged. And I went to 5th floor to the disciplinary office. When I arrived there, I met with those people there and I said, can you please give me the original of these 2 appointment letters? That guy, white guy, went to the office where they keep the files, and they come back and they say, but we don't have a file like that here. I say, but how do I have appointment letters and you don't have the file? The appointments must be made by your office. I'm still going to open cases against them.
Exactly.
When my brother was dismissed, when his employer rep went to the provincial office, the same fifth floor, they say to him, but they don't know about my brother's dismissal. They don't have the file. General Singh said, I don't know. There's no file. How can someone be dismissed without the provincial office knowing anything about it? And that's how they did things, because when certain generals say with Mario, generally Sia went to Singh's office, he fetched Mario's file and he dismissed Mario.
Wow.
Without
It's very
the
painful.
department.
It's very
Without
painful.
the department. General
I,
Singh told him that how do you dismiss someone without a departmental trial? He said he will dismiss it. When they asked him in our court trial, do you work at human resource management? He said no files are landing on this table. He fetched Mario's file from HR.
wow.
So I'm going to thank you so much for your story. We are going to fight this. We are not going to stop. Our children are not going to suffer the same way we suffered because of these people. These people's time is up. It's just a matter of time. We know what is coming for them. I think they also know what is coming for them.
They know very
These
well what is
people
coming.
standing up, you police officers who have been unfairly and unlawfully dismissed, you are going back to work soon. It's just
Thank you.
a matter of time. We have suffered enough.
We have.
So I'm going to ask you to go out and then you can click again to come in so that I can admit someone else.
I can't wait for
Thank
the 22nd. I can't wait for the 22nd. I'll definitely be there. Going.
Me too.
with you.
Me too. I can't wait for the 22nd. Currently, now, the only thing that we are going to do, we are going to utilize the courts because the courts are there for us.
Thank
We are
you so
not
much,
going to
Inspector.
play with them anymore. They didn't oppose our application, so it is going to be a default judgment on the 22nd.
Thank you so much, Inspector.
Okay, thank you, thank you. I'm going to accept another person. We have 15 minutes left. So in the 15 minutes, we can still accept a few other people. So anyone who wants to come in, please just request and I will add you. Anyone who wants to come in, please just request and I will add you. Anyone. Just go out on the link. Then you click on the link again. Then I will add you. People, the 22nd, SAPS didn't oppose the application to declare Regulation 9 unlawfully. They didn't submit the opposing affidavit. So on the 22nd, we are going to be there at court, all of us. We are going to show them that we are still alive, we're not dead. They thought that they killed us. But you know what they just are still stronger. They put us through fire. And now they can never, ever break us. We are together. Good evening. How are you? Hello? How are you? So people, I think we lost him there. Anyone else wants to come in? If you want to come in, you go out of the live and you click again on the link, and then I will admit you as a live participant. So what I was saying is nothing or no one can break us. We are stronger together. We have come this far. It's been a while. It's been years. We got hopeless. We lost hope. But we kept on motivating one another. We kept on telling one another. We prayed for Becky Cele to be removed. And finally, Becky Cele was the one who was holding our lives like that. Because he thought he was God. But now he realized that he actually played with God. Because still, God is going to punish him for all the lives that he destroyed with the Zanghoa of him. So we prayed, we stayed together, we prayed together, we cried together, we laughed together, and we are still here. I think it's almost 4 years now that they have been fighting this fight against the South African Police Service criminals. There's no honor in people who take joy, who take pride in destroying other people's lives. They forgot that they have children. They forgot that tomorrow they will not be here in the South African Police Service. And they are going to leave their surnames in the South African Police Service. I wonder if they know what's going to happen. Were those kids of them who also thought that this institution belongs to their mothers and their fathers? I wonder, they cannot come and stand and protect them. We are not going to hurt them, but they will feel what we felt. They will feel what their mothers and fathers made us feel. Soon, they will be out of this police. They were too entitled. They were too entitled. Anghoas will be in their countries in Lesotho. I don't even know if Lesotho wants as a citizen. But in our country, we were born here. This is our country. Cannot allow Lesotho citizens to come here and bully us in our own country and destroy our children. while her own children is living the best life. There's no way. We are not going to allow that. Regulation 9, 22 May 2025, we will be all there at court. We will fight for what is ours. These jobs belongs to us as our jobs. We are sick and tired of undocumented foreign nationals coming to our country and take what is ours, take our children's heritage. And Khoa's child even got a stipend of 6,000 rand per month from the South African Police Services while she was a student at University of Cape Town. There's nonsense. We're not going to allow that anymore. Leslie, I've admitted you can come in. On the 22nd of May, not the 21st, on the 22nd of May, we are going to the Free State High Court. Is our case to check Regulation 9. So I want to request everyone, if it's in your means, let's go fill up the Free State High Court. It's going to be a history that we are going to make in the Free State High Court by praying to the court to declare Regulation 9 unconstitutional. That's what is going to happen on the 22nd of May of this month, the 22nd of this month. Hey, Leslie, how are you?
I thank you for adding me, Sispet. Much, I'm all right. Thank you everyone for the platform. Yeah, Sispet, I just want to touch on my matter as well. I know we don't have a lot of time, but just to come back to expeditious process. As we all know, the process has been made, designed in such a way to get rid of unwanted. Sadly, and for one to be unexpeditiously, it's always mainly targeted. And about this in particular, I do believe most cases it's when certain individuals in SAPS want to get rid of you. Now, for myself, I will tell my story in very short. I know there's other members who would like to give their side what happened to them as well. In 20 October, the 13th of October, in the early hours, I was working on the 12th, the night before on night shift together with Justine Freeman, a female colleague. I was the sergeant on duty. In the early hours of the 13th of October 2019, a beer truck fell outside Grahamstown, and I attended where I did my duties as prescribed. After clean up the scene, everything, there was no case from the side of the beer truck people for the accident that occurred, except the AR that I completed. Then later on, exactly 13 months later, we knew that there was the head of detectives, Rian Avenga, at the time, who was opening up inquiry in such a fashion that he even blocked everything on the system. One could not even go in and see if there's anything registered or there's an inquiry. But the inquiry was investigated for exactly 13 months long, which we were arrested on the 13th of November 2020 when we report for duties in the early hours, myself and my colleague, Justine Freeman, and we were arrested in full blow view of the public in front of our members in full uniform. We then, after 2 months, we were subjected to the expeditious process, whereby we had a brigadier that was sitting with us, and the brigadier, the charges was theft on the end of the day. They to say that we stole liquor on that particular day. Then we were subjected to the expeditious process, whereby we went to a small station outside Grahamstown. Hence, Grahamstown was a cluster station at the time, whereby we were just called into the meeting, and we seated with our union rep, and then I had to give my side of the story. I gave my side of the story, and after I gave my side of the story, I was told by the brigadier Adolf to stand up and go outside. I then leave the room, and then they tried to interrogate my colleague. At the time, I didn't know what happened. When she came out of that process, she was literally full of tears. She was about to cry, but she didn't say anything. And the next day, we received emails to say that we are dismissed from service. That was, our dismissals was confirmed the 5th of February 2021. I asked my union rep, hey, this thing is not right. Why are we just dismissed like that? He said, no, don't worry. That was on the 28th of January when we was actually dismissed on by the brigadier. They said, no, don't worry. The provincial commission have 5 days to overturn that ruling, and he will motivate that so that they can overrule the sanction of dismissal. To our surprise, then it was confirmed that we are indeed dismissed on the 5th of February 2021. Long before even the criminal case. We went in and out of court on the 14th of December 2021. We won the case in court under 174 discharge. It even came to light that the whole docket was investigated by this colonel who was the head of detectives together with his close warrant officers without IPID. IPID was never involved. Yeah, and we won the case on the 174 discharge, which we were cleared on all charges. But unfortunately, like my fellow colleague and brother said there, the same thing happened to him, whereby he won the cases, but on the end of the day, he's still outside the SAPS. And I second that portion whereby he say that the criminal docket, they don't go and do investigation again. They never went to do it again. They only take the docket, copy and paste it, put it in the in the disciplinary file, and they charge you accordingly. And that's a very sad story. I've went to my arbitration recently on the 20th of January, and then General Adolf even said there on record that he allowed me to go out because he thought I was lying, and he didn't want to. He wanted to see if he can get Freeman to talk the truth. On the end of the day, based on the facts of the merits at hand, I can say that we won the case. Not even say it was like that, but unfortunately, the ruling has been made in favor of SAPS by the very same commissioner. Even till date, I don't understand why people are doing that. My very own counsel was doing this case for me on contingency base. Now is having cold feet, but he made a blunt statement when I was with him in the vehicle the other day. He said, the last day of the hearing, he said, you know what, Sauls, I'm doing actually also I do for the police but in the Northern Cape. And later on, I realized, okay, this guy actually is on the database of the SAPS, which means now he was just there to, how can I say, to carry out, premeditate everything.
Was actually conflict of interest, and he never even informed anyone. He never declared that he's doing business with SAPS. That was what you should have reported him to the LPC. It was conflict of interest.
Yeah, I think that's the way forward, Sispet. I'm going to launch a formal complaint against him as time progresses at the LPC. But for now, we are trying because now he delayed our 6 weeks. I drafted the documentation myself with some of our good colleagues who's also well known with legal aspects in the group. Lorenzo has been assisting me. So we're gonna do that application. Still on the other side, because like you said, we're gonna overcome and we're gonna win this thing. I do believe that we are in that stage now whereby we must really put everything in our powers to show the country that indeed everything was, I mean, just by in the first place last year when the police came and say this expeditious process must be scrapped. I will never forget. That was on the 13th and the 14th of September. I engaged with Tabo Petros, who's the president of SAPU, and I asked him relating to this thing. Does this mean everyone will go back to SAPS retrospectively? He said, my brother, I cannot tell you now, but I can come back to you on after the meeting of the 30th or on the 30th of September. 30th of September, after I gave him like a couple of few days, because 30th of September was on a Friday. Then I gave him like ample time next week after that. I called him and I didn't get hold of him again. Recently, I called him. He said no, he's gonna give the deputy president. I must call him Peter and ask him what's happening with the expeditious process. Now I inquire now. My reason to call them was I inquire about the whereabouts. Where is this case now? Because it was told that it must. I think suspect we engaged on that one. It was told
Yes,
that all cases should be
Minister, yes, all cases
centralized.
should be
Should be
centralized. All cases should be put on hold. No one should be charged under Regulation 9 pending the amendment of the regulation.
amendment. Yes.
I also want to add to what you have said. Now, if something has been declared unconstitutional, what does that mean? It doesn't mean it's going to be unconstitutional from the date that it has been declared unconstitutional. It has been declared unconstitutional because it was unconstitutional from the beginning. So who must
Exactly.
benefit? Who
Yeah.
must benefit? You cannot say no. We are happy. We in the bargaining council, we decided that Regulation 9 must be declared unconstitutional. So what must happen to the people who were subjected to this unconstitutional regulation? The union doesn't even want to talk about that one. Hence,
Yeah, they are always running away on that fact.
yes. Hence, we decided if this regulation by admission of the unions, SAPS, and the bargaining sector, the unions and SAPS, they signed for this unconstitutional regulation. Now come when we started. Remember, we started this to say Regulation 9 is unconstitutional.
Yes,
Michelle
yes.
started to say Regulation 9 is unconstitutional. Then last year they went into the bargaining council agreements and now come the unions and say, you know what? We only realize now, after so many years, we were part. We were a part of the agreement. We signed with SAP for this unconstitutional regulation. But now people are now whispering, not whispering, there's now an outcry by the dismissed police members in that Mashali trade who said Regulation 9 is, now we are going to take the opportunity now and we are going to say, no, you know what?
Yeah, and the sad part about this thing, Sispet, is that I can still remember when you approach the unions when you are charged under Regulation 9. In my case, my union rep said to me, "Hey, Sauls, resign." I asked for what? I didn't do anything wrong. He said resign. I asked, but for what? He said, no, you will be dismissed. It's just a formality. So on the end of the day, even the unions run away from the mandate as well to represent members.
Now they jump on the wagon when they saw that but this thing is gaining momentum. But we said we will go a step further to the High Court because since there is already an agreement between all these parties that the Regulation 9 is unconstitutional, we are going to the High Court and say SAPS, the unions, and the bargaining council agree that Regulation 9 is unconstitutional. But we want the court to declare it unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional, retrospectively.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because how do you get discharged of all charges in a court of law beyond reasonable doubt? And SAPS have already dismissed you on the same charge.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unfair. It's unfair.
It's most of our members.
Okay, thanks,
So
Sispet.
we are going to be there. We are. I don't think I'm going to take another person. We are already 5 minutes over our time. Yes. Tomorrow, I'm going to discuss the matter of the reservists. We also have reservists who have been serving the South African Police Service for over 20 years, most of them, for free. for free. They don't even
Sure.
get benefits. They wake up in the morning, they wear that uniform and they go and serve the South African Police Service. And
Yeah.
you know what? They don't even get a thank you. When time comes, when there must be permanent appointments, there come the children, there come Malume's child, there come the uncles, there come they forget about these ones. But when they need members, when they in shortage of members, that's when they remember. You know what? Those ones who are working for free. Now, let me tell you also one thing about these reservists. They have personal numbers. So when they go to SASSA to apply for it, remember they don't get a salary, nothing, they don't get a cent. When they go to SASSA to apply for a grant, SASSA say you are a police officer. No, I'm a resident. SASSA say, yeah, it shows that you are employed, you sign an employment contract for the South African Police Services. Meaning that you are a police officer, you are earning a salary. They don't get salary, they don't just like the dismissed member, they're in the same situation. These are even worse because they don't, these ones, when regulation 9 is going to be declared unconstitutional by the court, these ones will go back to work. But what about the reservists? Now we are going back to the same person again.
Yes.
Dineo has been blocking all these reservists. So they be appointed permanent.
The other thing, Sispet, what I noticed is that there's no promotional policy, and you find now there's constables 14 years in that rank of constable, even till date.
SAPS do have a promotion policy but we are not going to touch on that. That we will deal with them when we are back in the system. For now, the most important thing is to go to court to get ourselves back in the system and to get our viewers to like this live. You tap. We cannot be 135 in the house and only 97 likes. Please, people, like. I'm going to it here. 22 May 2025. All Mashali train members and others who are not even part of these groups must be there at the Free State High Court. We are going to get our jobs. We are going to fetch our jobs at the Free State High Court. Make sure that you make a means. I will understand if you cannot make it because of financial constraints or other commitments, but please, this is the only time when you are going to be there and collect your job back. So please be there 22 May 2022. Bye, members. We'll meet in the groups. Bye-bye. So thank you so much. We'll talk
Thank you very
again.
much. Okay. All right.